You don't even need to be alive. You don't even need to be alive for a man to stick peen in you. Hello girlies, ThoughtDaughter checking in, ThoughtDaughter checking in. How are we today? Do we like the makeup? I'm always seeing random like dust particles and it's just like, girl, please enough. Anywho, how do we feel about the makeup today? I'm obsessed. It's giving clean girl, but you know, with lashes and a lot more drama. It's giving dramatic clean girl. Okay, that's what we're going for. Okay, I've never done this type of hairstyle before. I've done a middle part, but I've never done it like the way the girls are doing it because of my humongous forehead. But we don't care anymore, and it looks kind of cute, so period. But anyways, today we are getting into some mess, honey. You'll know that I am a doom scroller. I am the brain rot queen. I am on TikTok religiously, okay? So I don't miss what goes on the TikTok streets, okay? So as you can tell by the title, we are getting into some male-centered, okay? Trigger warning. Trigger warning. We are getting into some male-centered, okay? It can be a little triggering. We've all dealt with male-centered women in friendships and in life in general, so I felt like this would be a really fun video just to like discuss and divulge, give you guys my opinion, and maybe the 7 of you that watch this video can give me a little bit of your opinions as well on male-centered women. Now, before I even show you guys the video that I'm referring to, I want to preface this by saying that as a straight woman, I think that there is a very, very thin line between being male-centered and just being attracted to men. There's a very thin line, okay? But there is a line, and you can be on the right side of history or you can be on the wrong side of history. Now, this is my thing. Especially nowadays, I think that we're getting weird. We're getting a little weird because straight women still exist. I am a straight woman myself. So to a degree, I'm attracted to men. There are things that I do or say or wear for the male gaze because I want to attract a man. Yes, unfortunately, yes. I know you guys are gonna literally lose your minds. If TikTok got a hold of this clip, I would be getting cooked. But unfortunately, I like men and I want men to be attracted to me because that's what I like. I like people. But also the other thing is that you don't have to do much for a man to like you or be attracted to you or put his in you. I'm sorry. So being male-centered is so interesting. It's an interesting concept because it's like men are easy. Men are so easy. You don't even need to be alive. You don't even need to be alive for a man to stick peen in you. So yeah, I'll just preface it by saying all of that. Anywho, so let's get to the topic. So this gorgeous girl, I'm not gonna take it from her. She's a baddie, okay? This gorgeous girl goes on TikTok and is like, I lost a really close friend of mine because she said that I was too male-centered. Now, she made a bunch of videos, I'm not gonna lie, following up that one viral video regarding her being male-centered. First of all, let me show you guys her TikTok. Gorgeous girl. But I'm not gonna show you guys all the other videos because she still doesn't tell us why her and the friend stopped talking. It gets weird. So we're just gonna go through the first video. We're gonna go through some of the comments and we're just gonna talk a little bit of shit, and then we're gonna move on with our lives. Period. Pretty simple, right? Also, how have you guys been feeling about my consistency lately? Hey, I've been hella consistent, guys. Did you think the streak was over just because I posted 2 days ago? Nah, we not playing no more. But anyways, let's get to it. So, so the title of the video is, Am I Male-Centered? If that's what you're asking, yes, but let's get to it.
I lost a close friend of many years, and one of the reasons that I guess we stopped being friends, or one of the reasons she's brought up to me, was that I am male-centered, or I talk about men too much. And
Stunning. Baddie.
And I think that's so interesting because as a woman in my mid 20s who has intentions of being married and having children, that's a really big part of my life. And I'm like in my friendships and in my relationships, I share about what's going on in my life. And
should I keep going or should I pause right quick? She said that she, in her relationships, has a lot. Wait, I even missed it.
dating and being with men is something that one I'm actively doing, I enjoy doing, and I don't think there is anything wrong with that.
And there isn't anything wrong with that. I think we get it a bit misconstrued. She must be a Libra because Libras are very male-centered. The thing with being male-centered is that male-centered women will dead ass cut you off as a friend, will hold you to stricter standards than they hold the men in their lives. They will cut you off for not making it to their birthday dinner, but they will stay with the man that cheats on them and beats them for years and years on ends. That's the kind of male-centeredness that we just don't fuck with and we can't get with, you know. I have a lot of female friendship trauma from being friends with male-centered women, so I wholeheartedly understand her friend where her friend is like, bitch, enough, okay? Enough is enough. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to get married. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have children. There's nothing wrong with dating and talking to your girls about it. That's the whole point, you know, that's the whole vibe. You guys are all living, you know, in your mid-20s together, however old your other friends are and stuff. We're all gonna talk about, you know, our dating and our relationship experiences and stuff. But clearly you did something or multiple things for your friend to finally be like, you know what? It's over. You really gotta be fed the fuck up with your friend to cut her off because she's too male-centered.
So I was just confused whether like I was like whether like she was right and like I was like talking about men too much, or there was just like a mismatch, you know.
So there's a difference between talking about men too much and making it your entire existence. And so far, right? So far, we are a minute into this video and we still don't know what happened between her and the friend. All we've heard about is how much you want to have kids, you want to get married, which once again, there's nothing wrong with it, but what the fuck happened between you and the friend? The literal like caption on the video is, am I male-centered? And the answer is yes. It's yes. It's yes. But let's keep going.
You know, and like personalities there, or, you know, like whatever it might be. But I think the whole conversation around being male-centered is so interesting because as women who date men, we're going to be dealing with men. And that's probably one of the most important relationships in our lives if you're a woman dating a man and has intentions to be married.
So that's the line. Remember that line that I brought up earlier? There's the line, right? We're teetering over to the wrong side of history because you're saying that your relationship with a man is probably the most important relationship in your life. And unfortunately, throughout history, we have learned that even for married men, that's not the case. Okay, no one is more single and free in this world than a married man, and no one is more caged up than a married fucking woman. So I feel like we've been fed these fantasies through media, movies, propaganda, even our own families and the people around us. Our environment kind of conditions us as women to believe in all of this romance and this love and this like Prince Charming is gonna come into your life and save you from yourself, and you'll never have to do anything alone again, and you're gonna be happy. You're gonna find this eternal fulfillment through serving him and through bearing children. And a lot of us have realized that that's just not the reality. That's just not true. For a lot of women, that's just fake. It's fake, it's not real, it's not true. And you know what's funny? A lot of y'all are probably gonna see this video and be triggered and be like, well, I have the best husband ever and I don't do anything and da 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 da. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Please zoom out. You know, a lot of people like to be like, well, that's not my experience. God bless. You're lucky that that's not your experience. But the majority has been fed lies, bullshit, and propaganda and has fell for stuff that has put them in a situation where they're very unhappy with their lives. They're unsafe every day. They fear for their lives because their husbands are abusive, controlling. Do you guys know about marital rape? Did you guys know about that? There are husbands that believe that when they want you, they need to have you. There's no such thing as consent in a marriage. That's what they believe. And it happens every day at alarming rates. So these are things that I feel like we need to look into, we need to pay attention to, we need to be very careful of, and just get out of your head, get out of that fantasy, man. She just sounds like she's in this like fantasy world, and it sounds all cute and bubbly and beautiful, but it's just not reality. It's just not reality. It sounds like her friend has been watching her throughout all these years be so delulu over these men, and she's probably just sick of it.
So I don't know. I just think that's so interesting because I think two things can be true at once. Yes, I enjoy dating men. I like men. A lot of my time goes into my relationships with men.
There it is. A lot of my time goes into my relationship with men. My relationships with men. Would you be able to say the same if it was the other way around? Would these men that you're investing so much time and energy into, that you as a young, beautiful, gorgeous girl in her mid-20s is spending most of her time, investing most of her energy and her life into these relationships with these men, if it was the other way around, are the men going to say the same things? No, because they prioritize themselves. They prioritize their futures. They do what they want. Okay, I feel like that's something that low-key women can like take out of men's playbook, which is choose you above anything else. Choose you above that girl you love, that girl you want to marry. Choose you above them kids. Like, they are always picking themselves, and I think that's why they always get what they want. I think that's why they always get what they want. I think the universe rewards you when you selfishly do what you want, regardless of any other person, regardless of other people's feelings. Us as women, we've been conditioned to tiptoe around everyone else around us and cater to everyone else's feelings and consider everybody else before ourselves, and having to be very careful and plan everything out accordingly and pay so much attention to detail and consider others and be kind and don't take up too much space. All of these things is the total opposite of how men have moved since the beginning of time. If you read the Bible, because she's a Christian, I've done my research on her. She's clearly a Christian, Caribbean Christian woman. Even in the Bible, men have been doing whatever the hell they have wanted with women since the beginning of time. So you're male-centered. I'm sorry. You're male-centered.
But I also have a very full life for myself, and I also have a lot of goals and a lot of things that I work towards. So
You might have a lot of goals and a lot of things that you work towards, but if you're investing most of your time and energy into your relationships with men, it's going to take you twice as long to get to where you're going because of that one little detail right there.
I guess I'm like side eye about like where that relationship ended, or just curious to hear like your thoughts, because like if me pursuing men and
First of all, why are you what do you mean you're pursuing men? What does that even mean? Like, I feel like as straight women, like, we've always been told that men come to us. They initiate with us, you know, that they're the gatekeepers of the relationship. So why are you pursuing men? What do you mean by that? You know, that's it. Even the verbiage is like a little off, you know?
that's a big part of my life, means that I'm male-centered. I guess I am.
Why is pursuing men a big part of your life? That is male-centered. That is so male-centered.
Male-centered. At the end of the day, if you're a man, if you're a woman that likes men, like, you're not going to get away from that. Like, you are always going to be amongst men. You're always going to be, you know, dating men, and that doesn't negate the fact that I understand male nature. I understand how they move, and I understand the bullshit that they be doing. I still like men though, and I still date men. So I guess I'm.
So you understand male nature, you understand how they move, you understand the bullshit that they be on, but that doesn't make you any less attracted to them. That's a fact. As a straight woman, I relate to that as well, but once again, I can't get over the fact that she's like, I give most of my time and energy into my relationships with men. Hello? That's scary. That's scary. But anyways, so that's the end of the video. The question is, am I male-centered? Yes, you are male-centered. So now let's go through the comments. Look at my guy. That's my guy. Okay, look at the comments. This is the top comment on it. This comment has 41,000 likes. She said, jokes aside, you spent the whole video defending talking about men instead of discussing how your relationship with your friend was impacted. And you know how I know she's truly male-centered and that the friend is more than likely in the right with her decision to stop being her friend because of that reason, is that she's not saying what happened. She never spoke about what happened between her and her friend. What did you do to the friend? What have you been doing to the friend? She's saying that she spent most of her energy pouring into her male relationships, into her relationships with men. So this means that you're taking away from pouring into your community, into your village, into the women in your life, and to other aspects of your life. So obviously your friends are feeling like, you're not hanging out with us, you're not making time for us unless you're arguing with that man or there's an issue with that man. You don't really talk to us unless you're having an issue with that man. It's like little things. It's little things. It's little things. Then someone commented, it's in bird. Can someone translate, please? And then, see, this comment I really like, because I don't think that male-centered women are going to change. I think they just need to change the kind of women they hang around. Like, if you're a bird, be with birds. You get what I mean? So this person commented, just be friends with women that are also male-centered. You'll either love it or see what your friends saw and change your ways. I think that is a wonderful comment. Gave it a like. And then there was another comment that has 47,000 likes. All I heard was men, 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 men. And then someone else commented, short answer, yes. And then here's another comment, and this is the last one because everyone is kind of saying the same things. Someone said, notice how you are more focused on a hypothetical man you haven't met yet compared to your longtime friend. It doesn't even seem like she's remorseful or even really cares about her relationship with her longtime friend. I think she's just like kind of offended. Maybe her ego kind of hit her a little bit and is like, what do you mean you don't want to be friends with me anymore because you don't want to hear me talk about this man all day and night? Like, what do you mean? You're fake as fuck, you know? So that's that, ladies. But with all that being said, leave him or leave us out of it. Wait, there isn't even anyone, and I don't even think she's in a relationship. Hold on. I don't think she's like dating anyone. But once again, bad gal. Baddie. She looks so good. I hate this mindset for her, but she is Caribbean. She's a Jamaican girl, and even her caption says Miss Male Centered. So it's not, she doesn't really feel bad about thinking and seeing things the way that she thinks them. She doesn't feel the need to change her mindset. She's just freaked out that someone has actually called her out on it. You know what I mean? Once again, there's nothing wrong with you being male-centered. God bless, you know, find your man, continue to pursue men, do whatever the hell you want with your life. At the end of the day, you have to live with yourself, so be happy with your decisions. And if you're totally okay with your friend cutting you off because you think and talk about men way too damn much and you're okay with it, then you know it is what it is. But for other girls out there that are kind of waking up and kind of snapping out of that mindset, just know that you can still find, you know, someone to date, someone to be with, a boyfriend, a husband, whatever it is that you might still be looking for. You can have a good balance of not being male-centered and still being attracted to men and still dating men and still seeing them. They just can't be the center of your existence, the center of your being, the center of everything you're pursuing in life. You know what I mean? So yeah, girls, I want to know your opinions. Have you ever dealt with someone who's male-centered? Have you ever had to cut off a friend for being too male-centered? Let me know in the comments, and do everything the YouTubers be telling y'all to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.